Excited because today we're going to really be talking about how do you create a proven sales process from start to finish. So I'm really excited about that because this is where we talking about money, right? We're talking about how do you get clients. We're talking about what does that process look like behind the scenes from start to finish. So I'm super excited about that. But all right, the first thing you want to do is, right, we're going to go to sales process. And the first thing you want to do is attract the traffic. And what's interesting about attracting the traffic is all that really means is how are you attracting people, right? How are you attracting people? So when we're talking about attract the traffic, that's looking at a couple things, right? That's looking at one. Let's start off with paid ads, right? So when you're looking at paid ads, what this means is I need people to, in order for me to make money in my business, people need to know I exist, correct? So in order for people to need to know I exist, I need a way to attract them. They need to find out about me some kind of way. So when you're looking at ads, what an ad is going to do, think about Facebook as like a giant billboard. Right? Facebook is a billboard. Don't think about it anything more complicated than that. So if we know Facebook is a billboard, right? Then the question is, if you have a billboard up, whatever you put on that billboard is going to attract certain types of people. Whatever you put on that billboard is either going to people say, oh, I'm curious in that, I want to learn about it, or not. Facebook has billions of people on it. Right. And now, they on Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram has billions of users. So your target audience is on social media. Just Facebook, you can become a multi-millionaire just from Instagram and Facebook. Right. Just because your target clients and audience is on there, because you don't need to have 1 million clients. You can have a very successful business with 10 clients, 50 clients, 100 clients. Right? If you get 10 people paying you $500 a month or $1,000 a month, I mean, that's probably equal to what you're making at your daytime job or probably more. The second way that you attract the traffic is going to be through organic outreach. Organic outreach. And organic outreach is exactly what that means is you're organically reaching people. You're not doing it through paid ads. That means this is like feet on the street, right? So what that looks like is literally how a lot of us got introduced, right? I probably sent you a DM, right? Or, you reach out to somebody, but basically it's having private conversations. It's having conversations with people and then just reaching out to them and seeing if you can offer your products or services. But check this out though. Let me put a caveat to that because I don't want you just DMing people and just offering your products and services. You DMing them in order to book an appointment with them, right? Like that's what you're doing. So let me show y'all what this looks like. Because I know another sticking point, a lot of us is, what do I say? Like, what do I DM people? Do you have that question? Like, what do you DM people? How do you reach out to people? Yeah, right. All right. So look, I'm gonna show y'all my templates. Right. So don't think you got to have all these thousands and thousands of clients. You don't need all of that, or even hundreds. You don't have to have that. You can have a nice business with 20, 30, 40, 50 clients, right? So with that being said, ads on Facebook, right? Facebook and Instagram is a billboard. So your goal is when you're putting up ads to make sure that it's attractive enough and that your targeting is on point enough that when you attract somebody, that when they see that message, they want to click forward. And I'm actually going to create on this call. You're going to create your own chat script. I'm going to give you a framework as I usually do. I'm going to give you a framework and I want you to leave with your own thing filled out. So, there's no excuse why you can't go out and start sending out a DM and you have your whole script in front of you. Book appointment. So the whole purpose of this is to book appointments. The purpose of this is not to get clients. It's to book appointments, not to get clients. You might want to write that in your notes. Nobody's going to put their credit card in the DM. Okay. So focus on getting them on a strategy session or consultation call in the DM. Okay. So understand that that's the goal. All right. So let's start off with number one. So number one, very first thing is you got to know what makes a lead qualified. What makes a lead qualified? So the reason is you have to be very clear on who's qualified. Right? Who's qualified? When I first started working with coaches and speakers, anybody who ever had a thought of becoming a coach and speaker or speaker, I was like, come on in, I can help you. If you just had a thought in your mind, I'm like, if you thought about it 10 years ago, one time, I was like, qualified. Right. And I get it, because he's like, I'm just trying to get some people in, and I help everybody. But you got to understand that if you really start bringing in people that aren't qualified based on your standards or based on who you want to work with, that's going to present problems to you down the road. So you gotta be clear on what makes somebody qualified. So for example, what makes somebody qualified to be part of the PCS program, right? So, and I'm because everybody's familiar with that. So I'm gonna give you that example, right? So what makes somebody qualified? One, you have to already be on this path. Meaning you got to already be coaching and speaking, or you have to at least already been given free advice or doing it unofficially, is what I like to call. You got to already be on this path. Right? Like, it can't be the first time you thought about doing this has been when we had the consultation call. That can't be the first time you thought about it. Right? This had to be something that you was going to do with or without me. Well, the second thing is, once you know what makes them qualified, you have to send a friend request. Send a friend request. Why do you think it's important to send a friend request and not just start sending random people messages? Why is it important? Facebook, Instagram, why shouldn't we just be sending people random messages? That's why it's important when we say put out content, that's why it's important, because when you send a friend request, people are going to look at your profile. And if what you have is relevant to what they need or what they've been looking for, they're going to follow you. So now, at a minimum, even if you start a chat conversation with them, they'll at least have an opportunity to see your content at some point. So it might not be today. It might be 13 months from now, right? And this is something that you need to track. A lot of y'all saying, "Yo, I'm not getting people following or liking my stuff or engaging." It's just not enough people in your market that know you exist. That's all it is. They just don't know you exist yet. So number 3, once you get the friend request popping. All right, this is where we connecting with our favorite people in the world. Our favorite people in the world is our audience. Let's talk to them. Right. So the next thing is, I want you to send a relevant message. A relevant message. Send a relevant message. Coach, what you mean relevant message? Relevant message in terms of however they engage with you is how you want to start the message. Chat conversion script. Use the chat conversion script. We're getting ready to go through what the chat conversion script is right now. But use the chat conversion script. Once you send that initial message. All right, the chat conversion script. So let's go over here and we're going to share. All right. All right, boom. So, all right, so this is the chat conversion script. Let me make sure that I send it to everybody first. So, boom. All right, so in the chat, you're going to have access to the script. So you always know how to send, what the conversation should be.